Hello friends, today we will talk on purchase documents. There are many activities connected with the purchase of material, and these activities are done by the different departments of the company. Obviously, there is some exchange of information and the important data between these departments in respect of material to be purchased. For avoiding the confusion and ambiguity, naturally it is required to do all the correspondence and the communications through the written documents. And for this purpose, many forms have been developed. Transmission of information from one department to another department is done through the specific forms. Each document is prepared by the respective department and copies are given to the concerned department. There are certain common forms which are generally used in purchase procedure, which are bill of material, purchase requisition, quotations, schedule of quotations, purchase order, material received note, material inspection report, material debit note, and material invoices. So, dear students, today we will talk on the different documents as well as we will see their specifications in this class. So first of all, I'm going to talk on the purchase document, and the first document that we are going to talk on is bill of material, followed by purchase requisition, request for quotation, schedule of quotations, purchase order, material received note, material inspection report, material debit note, and invoices. As well as we are also going to talk on material transfer report, material rejected report, and bin card. So let's first talk about bill of material. Whenever a new work is to be taken up, the drawing officer in consultation with the planning department prepare a complete list of raw material, spare part, components, consumable store, etc., which are required for the completion of work. This statement is called as bill of material. If the material listed in the bill of material is not available in the store with the adequate quantity, then storekeeper will prepare the purchase requisition. The bill of material is prepared usually in quad quadruplicate, one each to store department, production department, accounts department, and drawing office file. So, dear students, as you can see in the forward presentation, there is a specimen of bill of material which consists of the department who is asking about the purchase requisition, the number of the bill of material, job number, date, the description, quantity. See if the material is being displayed in the rack, then bin card number, then store ledger folio. All these details should be there in the bill of material, and this bill of material should be authorized by the person, that is storekeeper, and there should be the signature, that is who is going to issue, who is going to receive, and whatever the bill of material that is being prepared by the different department, that should be checked. Now the next we will talk about the purchase requisition. Purchase requisition is nothing but request for purchase of material is termed as purchase requisition. A form known as purchase requisition is commonly used as formal request to the purchasing department for the purchase of material. On the basis of stock levels and or bills of material, the storekeeper prepares the purchase requisition in triplicate. Original copy will be sent to the purchase department, duplicate to the production control department, and the third copy will be sent and it will be retained in the store department itself for its reference. So this is the use of purchase requisition or intent. Basically, this request is made when purchase department formally requesting for the purpose of purchase of material. There is a slight difference between purchase requisition and material requisition. Purchase of material are initiated through the purchase requisition, and material requisition is a document which is used to authorize and record the issue of material from the store. Now let's talk about the third document, that is request for quotation. After receiving the purchase requisition, purchase department moves to invite quotations from likely suppliers, intimating them about the time and date up to which their offers are acceptable. The specimen of request for quotation is, as you can see on the screen, that is tender, the number of tender, date, and in this tender, the best offer for the supply of the few item is mentioned in this particular tender form, and the delivery should be in Delhi, and this tender will be closed on, the date is mentioned, and it will be open next day at 10 a.m. So this is nothing but we are inviting the tenders from the different supplier for the supply of the required material. After that, schedule of quotation has to be prepared. After the expiry of the last date, the quotations are opened and comparative statement of different quotations are prepared in a summarized form, and brief and tabulated in this statement is known as schedule for quotation. It means the different suppliers, those who are going to provide us the same sort of material at the different rate and the different delivery time with the different delivery terms, is being mentioned in the schedule of quotation so that comparison can be made, and this schedule of quotation will help us to select the proper supplier. After that, purchase order. After selection of the supplier, purchase manager will prepare a purchase order which is evidence of the contract between purchaser and his supplier. 5 copies of the purchase order will be prepared. One will be sent to the supplier, second to the storekeeper, and third will be sent to the purchase department. Receiving and inspection department, accounts department, and to the purchase department, copies will be sent. After the placement of order, it is necessary for the purchase department to follow up deliveries so as to ensure the receipt of material at least one time and to avoid stock out situation. Next document we are going to talk about is material received. The material receiving clerk enters the particulars of the goods in a material received note, and this note is sometimes prepared by the storekeeper. The specimen of this material received report, or the note, you can see on the screen that 12 dozens 6 feet log of wood is being received having the code RJ20. The condition of the goods is good and the amount is mentioned. So this is nothing but the material received note. After the receipt of the material, we are supposed to inspect or check the material. After receipt of material, it is the responsibility of the inspection department to check whether it is according to the order or not. Sometimes laboratory testing is necessary. When inspection function is of great importance, a special material inspection report is prepared by the inspection department. So in this particular report, everything about the receipt of goods is being mentioned and the remark is being mentioned in the remark column. And if the material is not as per the purchase order, then the reason for rejection is, it should be also mentioned in the material inspection report. Next document is called as a material debit note. On the basis of goods received note, the goods inspection report, the purchase department will initiate step for discrepancies in the material received. In case of invoices sent by the supplier includes cost for material not received, then the purchase department will issue a note called debit note to the supplier, and the accounting department will be informed to make the payment only for actual quantity of raw material received. And the specimen of material debit note is also mentioned in the slide. In the same way, when excess quantity of material can be ordered and it is received, the same may be retained if required for the production of goods and services. In this case, material credit note is to be issued by the purchase department to the supplier, making a copy of accounts department for making payment even for the excess quantity of material received. And in this part, we are going to talk about the invoice. An invoice denote bill sent by supplier stating that the details of material supplied and the amount payable by him to the purchasing company. It means whenever supplier has delivered the required goods at the required date and time and the quality and quantity, then he initiates the bill, and this bill is called as an invoice order. And after initiation of this invoice order, the purchasing company has to make payment to the supplier. Next document, material transfer note. Direct transfer of material from one department to another is generally discouraged due to control consideration. However, in case where the transfer of material from one job to store and from there to another job is costly and inconvenient on account of heavy transport and handling charges, material may be directly transferred from one job to another job, provided that they are accompanied with the material transfer note. The note will contain the details regarding materials and the job involved. It will be signed by the foreman of the receiving job and then sent to the cost office for making appropriate entry. A specimen of material transfer note is given below. That, as you can see in this material transfer note, each and every detail regarding from where the material has been transferred and to which department it has been transferred, at the quality, quantity, and the amount is mentioned in the material transfer note. Material return note. Sometimes a production department may have material left over either due to wrong estimation of requirement for job or defective material. This excessive material should be returned to the store without delay. Department returning the material will prepare a material return note in triplicate. One copy duly signed is returned by the storekeeper to the returning department. One copy is sent to the costing department as for the basis of giving credit to the returning department, and the third copy is written by the storekeeper for completing his own records. And the last point, that is bin card. The store should be divided into the several sections for particular type of material. Each section should have various suitable containers for keeping different variety of material, such as containers or places are called as an bins or racks. Each bin is properly numbered and indexed for easy identification. The floor plan also exhibit at the entrance of the storeroom for ready location of various sections and corresponding bins. The bin card is huge outside each bin